Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good night. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are. It's your old pal Manitoba Hal, and this is another edition of Ukulele Van Life. Coming to you this morning from Motel Walmart in Bracebridge, Ontario. Part of my epic drive to Knossi Lake Kitchen Party in Saskatchewan. So to give you a rundown, a recap of this trip, because we never did introduce it properly. I left home at the end of July. That's Shelburne, Nova Scotia. My first stop was Rimouski. You saw that in the introduction video with the shots of the submarine. And that was the first stop on this trip. Whenever I'm on the road and I'm passing near Montreal, I try to come to Smoke Meat Pete's. It's on Ile Perrot, which is just on the West Island. And it's a great smoked meat sandwich place and blues. So they have live blues here, and it's an awesome place. You gotta check this out. Check this out, this sandwich. This is awesome. It's a rainy Thursday morning, and I'm headed to Haliburton Highlands Brewing for a workshop with Ali Ukes and a concert tonight in the brewery.
I said nobody knows Atlanta like I do. Ain't nobody knows Atlanta like I do. The reason I know it now, I travel through and through. Now if you got a good woman, here's a lesson I'll give to you. If you got a good woman, Lord, here's a lesson I'll give to you. Don't you take it to Atlanta, no, they'll take it away from you.
Go from Haliburton into the Blue Bakery and Wood-Fired Pizza. Now there's a truck for my liking. Check this puppy out. Oh my god. I think this is the very first brewery / ukulele store I've ever been in. That's pretty awesome. So today we've got the rest of the epic drive, which means that I'm going to be driving over the back of the North Shore of Lake Superior, which is a huge undertaking from where I'm at. Bracebridge to where I plan to stop is about 15.5 hours of driving. It is just after 6 a.m. where I am now, and I'm going to head off on the road. I'm going to try to give you some sights along the way, but honestly, with 15 hours driving, I'm not stopping much to do some video. I'm headed for Knossi Lake Kitchen Party in Knossi Lake, Saskatchewan, where I'll be for the next 2 weeks teaching ukulele to some folks. While I'm on my way towards Lake Superior and further on in this route, I thought I'd answer some questions you've all had since I posted the video of my van tour and the introduction to this series. I've had a lot of interesting questions and private messages, so I thought I should address a couple things. The first and biggest, which everyone seems to ask, is where do you go to the bathroom? I guess that's a common question to people that haven't looked into van life before. Of course, there's lots of devices that people can get, cassette toilets, or Canadian Tire sells a toilet seat that'll go on a 5-gallon bucket called the luggable loo, where you basically poop in a bag. But here's the deal. This is an urban vehicle. It's designed for going to city to city. There are gas stations and rest stops and restaurants everywhere. And there are 24-hour truck stops, so there's always a place to park up and go to the bathroom. So my first thought when people ask this question is, where do you keep the toilet in your car? Do you keep one? Or do you just stop at a gas station if you have to go, or stop at a truck stop? So that's kind of exactly that. I just take care of business when I need to take care of business, and the rest of the time, it's just a bed on wheels, really, and a kitchen on wheels. The The next question that has come up a few times has been about the clickbait nature of my title of the video, which was homeless. I am not technically homeless. That is absolutely a fact. I own property in Shelburne, Nova Scotia, and I am living in the van for the next 30 days. I do live a very nomadic lifestyle, though. Prior to the pandemic, I traveled 7 months of the year, and I was always living out of motel rooms and hotel rooms. So I'm, while again not technically homeless, I am considering a full-time nomadic existence, because that's kind of what I do anyway. And instead of having the sticks and bricks that I'm paying taxes on while I'm not there, and heating while I'm not there so that the pipes don't freeze, I might as well consider changing that. So that's in my plans. I'll let you know if anything changes in that regard. And I want to say, for the record, I meant no offense to anyone who was homeless through no fault of their own. This is a choice I've made that is born out of a certain amount of privilege and luck, where I can in fact travel and perform and teach, and I recognize that, and I'm grateful for it. But I do want to encourage people who are in different situations to look into van life, even a minivan life. You don't have to spend a lot of money to do this. You just need a vehicle that you're comfortable with, that is dependable enough for you. This van, I will be transparent, cost me $2,000. The build in the back was all made from scrap wood with the help of a friend of mine. So it cost next to nothing. And when I say next to nothing, I mean I think I spent $5-6 on hardware for it. What really costs money is all the extra stuff inside. And what I mean by that is my power bank, my Jackery battery supply was a couple $100. I've got a USB powered pump to bring water up. That was $20, and the jerry can that holds the 7 gallons of water, or whatever, how many liters that is, that cost me something like $20. The curtains behind that for my blackout curtains, those cost $20 or $30. It's all that stuff cost me money, but the actual structure that I'm using to hold up everything didn't cost me anything at all. You don't have to have a $60,000 Sprinter van that you spend $30,000-$40,000 converting. If you got that kind of money, go for it, but you don't need it. One of the YouTubers I watch frequently started with a cargo van and a plywood sheet that he raised up off the floor for his mattress, and plastic furniture in the back of his van. Now he's got a built-out van now. It's all luxurious, but he spent years getting to that point. He started with nothing. That's what you can do here in this life, and van life is unique in that respect, because you're really just trying to create a living situation wherever you are. In my case, I'm a bit private by nature, as he's bearing his soul on a YouTube video. I like my own space, and I find that when I'm traveling, the thing that wears me out the most is not being able to retreat to my own little slice of privacy. And the choice of having a converted van, aside from saving on hotel rooms, was to have my own little slice of private space wherever I go. And I can take a break when I'm traveling to have a lunch or a meal, or after a show, I don't have to drive anywhere. I can climb in the back of my vehicle and rest and be away from people if that's what I want to do.
Good morning, everybody. It's another day on my epic trip to Saskatchewan for the Kenosi Lake Kitchen Party. And right now, I'm standing at the time zone plaque for the Central Time Zone. Right here is where we shift from Eastern Standard Time to Central Standard Time. And I love this part of the country. This is where, I always look forward to this time plaque when I'm traveling across to Lake Superior. Part of why I love it is very close to here, not immediately, but very close to here is another sign that shows you the watershed shift. So right now we're in the Arctic watershed, which means all water in this part of the country flows north to the Arctic. But about 20 kilometers from this time zone plaque, I'm probably wrong, you can fact check me on that, is a sign that says you're entering the eastern watershed, where all the water now flows to the Atlantic Ocean. So this is kind of an important place in Canada the Central Time Zone plaque. Here we go, more in the endless highway of rocks and trees and rocks. We're heading towards Ignis, Ontario, and Dryden. Dryden was my birthplace. I know nothing about Dryden other than that. Well, that's not true. I know that it's a pulp and paper town. We didn't live there for very long after I was born. We left pretty early on. But that is where I was born.